모든 건 변했다. 히트 시즌 2.
Style of late game tank back positioning, like, you know, looking for the best fight based on his scans. But I called aLive the scan demon when I was casting with GTR because was it with you? I can't remember who I was casting with, but I called him a scan demon because he was scanning so well, so consistently all over the place. 24 and 10. I think a lot of those games are from Wings of Liberty GSTL matches, okay?
GTR,
man, what? He's going to go like...
I see him in the crowd, he's like hiding his face, he's like, oh no.
He's going to go like, what, 1 in like 6 today or something like that?
Something like that. Not having the best day there, GTR. But, guys, let's jump into this TVT on Frost right now. Down here in the bottom left in the teal, the Terran player from MVP, it is Ryung.
And to the top left in purple, his opponent, it is aLive.
It's aLive.
You almost tried to cancel that joke, but you like, had to go through with it.
Yeah, my voice nearly went out on me mid. My body was trying to stop me, but I had to get it out.
You tried to do that last second joke cancel, but it finished.
Yeah.
It's too bad. You'll never get those.
It was definitely a waste of minerals.
You'll never get those 3 seconds back.
I wasted the time of every viewer at home listening to that joke. It's okay.
Gas first versus gas first in prime Banshee positions. Obviously drops can be quite powerful as well because these are going to be the closest positions by air. Well, I mean, I guess it's very similar to having spawned at the bottom, like horizontal spawns. But with the left side vertical spawns, you just get a straight shot over to the base. You do fly over the natural, which makes drop play a little bit more difficult because you can kind of get caught between the bases. Whereas if you're at horizontal, you fly over the third base. There's no advance warning for the drop unless you have a supply depot in position, which many Terran players in this matchup do put out there. But aLive is known for his Banshee openings. Like I said, he likes to get tempo advantages, he likes to be aggressive early on. And as I said in the last time I was casting him, his icon for Star League is in fact the cloak icon because he is so known for his Banshee play.
Yeah, I mean, he loves to get ahead with that, as you were saying. He's definitely a very smart player in general. He really likes to think out all of his builds specifically for every map, you know, depending on who he's playing against. So I'm sure he's done his homework on Ryung. I mean, there's so many games of Ryung and TVT, even in Legacy, the Void TVT in recent times. So, you know, it has a lot to study from. I forget who was in aLive's group, actually, in the SSL. Do you remember if there were a bunch of Terrans?
Was that the Byun group with Deer?
Yeah, yeah. So that's the one it was.
Byun, Deer, aLive.
I think there was like another lower level Terran, unless there were just like 3 Protosses, 2 Terrans, and maybe that's the way it was.
Yeah, I can't remember, to be honest. I just remember the winners. This is what I focus on. Who win? This CC actually will be delayed quite significantly. And he actually got the win on the Reaper fight as well. So this is big wins here for aLive in the early game. Now, factories are done. Big moment here. Hellions, no quick tech labs, no rushed Banshees. It's going to be a Hellion first.
Yeah, could make it after.
Yep, there's the tech lab for Ryung, placed in such a way that we'll definitely be seeing Banshees from him. aLive, on the other hand, went for the reactored Marines instead, which is actually now scouted by the sacked SCB. 2 Reapers for Ryung coming across the map. And obviously with that first moment of the reactor, you lose Marine build time because it takes so long, but now he has the reactor to make Marines. It's going to kill this Reaper, and the Marines will have to come down the ramp. You might be able to snipe a Mule here. Not quite. The Hellion comes out.
The Hellion is just going to make it exponentially harder. Now, this is a much stronger army for aLive, so he's going to push across the map, and it looks like it is going to be Ryung, in fact, that is going for the Banshees. As aLive just makes more ground units and a medevac, it looks like he wants to go for some drop play. And taking trades early on the map like this is going to be great if you're going for that kind of style.
Well, let's see how much damage he can get done, because as I said before, aLive is the scan demon, and he will be looking to shut down these Banshees hard. Is adding his own tech lab now, of course, and will probably add a Cyclone. If he places his scans correctly, then he will be able to eliminate any Banshees that come across his way. He's also getting that safety Viking, and if he gets a Cyclone here, this build will be very difficult to find damage with. And what makes a great Banshee player versus a good Banshee player? Hold that thought, we're gonna have a drop here.
Ooh, nice little drop. Sneaky beaky one, and he's going to run in some Hellions into the natural.
Yeah, only one Reaper in that bunker, not really finding much defense with that. So much damage done already. The Banshee tech is scouted, which he already kind of knew. He's gonna have a turret started. His eBay finishes right now.
And a Cyclone, and a Viking.
Yeah.
You always have to take Banshees very seriously, because if you don't, they're going to get a lot of damage, regardless of what you do.
Even going to make the production turret, which is kind of obsolete now that we have Cyclones, but he's like, nah, just in case. Like, 3 turrets, you committed to this. I saw it on your tech lab. I know you're going all the way with this.
He really doesn't want to commit to any scans, too. He wants that detection.
Yeah, he wants to scan later on in the game. He's not going to drop mules. He's like, I just want to have the perfect scan, so I want to waste the scan on the Banshee.
Sneaking on by, and the Cyclone is out of position now.
Yep. The turret is done, but he will need, obviously, units. The Viking is also in position.
Oh, boy.
The best Foyu Banshee control right here. Oh, scan bandit. Oh, what is that scan? He scanned twice. I guess he killed both Banshees.
Scan bandit? I thought he was the scan demon.
He's a scan bandit and the scan demon, man. He stole those Banshees off the game. That was when he was the scan bandit. When he's a scan demon is when he scans mid-late game tank positioning. And before that, it's, I don't know, I can't think of any more lame nicknames, but 2 Cyclones moving across the map, 2 dead Banshees, all that tech committed to, even a dead Reaper. I guess it wasted the lock-on. He can actually outrange the bunker as well. There's like so much he can do with this. He has vision with the Vikings. And here's the lock-on from Ryung, in fact. And these units are in the medevac, so they're not fighting. And this is actually a pretty good fight for Ryung at the end of all things.
Yeah, not bad. The drop comes out here, but the Marines are split up. Oh, he might be able to catch this tank. No, not quite.
Now there's a lock-on on the medevac, so he has to drop Marines to try to help the medevac escape. And a good situation for aLive went poorly based on his late drop out there. He had so many Marines with that push, but if they're in the medevac, they don't shoot. That's not a flying bunker. Wouldn't that be cool?
That would be insane.
What if you could, like,
Starcraft 3.
Research that, the fusion core where your medevacs, like, your Marines can shoot from the ground. You, like, get a turret on the medevac. they just man the guns.
A turret on the medevac?
Yeah.
Turret's, like, bigger than a medevac, actually. Doesn't really make any sense, but...
Yeah, well, I don't mean, like, a missile turret, but, I mean, that'd be cool, too. We could, like, go all the way with this fantasy of mine.
That'd be pretty cool. Except I think it would need to be researched in a building after the fusion core.
We could make a new tech building entirely.
Yeah.
They could just call it the Arbiter Tribunal, because for some reason that's not in this game, even though it's for Terran. And then, boom, it would still fit the lore. It's like, yeah, we got this Protoss technology, now we can shoot from a medevac.
Yeah.
Maybe the medevacs just fly lower.
It's got a photon cannon on it.
Look, okay.
For some reason.
Let's be real, Marines can shoot air units. Why can't they shoot from the air to the ground out of the medevac? What's up with that?
Why can't they shoot out of the medevac?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, you get some windows on that thing.
Yeah.
Right? That's not that hard to do.
I mean, they come out of something, right? So there's a hole, so they should be able to theoretically shoot out of or through that hole. That's all I'm saying, all right?
Maybe, like, maybe if you, like, fly above it. Oh, this is going to be interesting.
Cyclone's
going to work.
This. He has to stay, though. Oh, he has to stay, and he's going to lose possibly all of them.
Well.
Oh, it's a close call.
Yeah.
Looks like the Vikings weren't A-clicked far enough forward. A faster stim here again for Ryung, but aLive's going to have his in just a moment. There's very similar types of openings for these two players to what we saw in the previous TVT between Maru and TY.
Yeah.
It's aLive who builds the Marines and the barracks first and gets his tech later, whereas Ryung gets the tech first and the Marines later. The barracks he just finished and is going to get those add-ons for 2 reactors being built currently. So what happened in the previous set was that Maru won with his later late game choices, but we're going to see if aLive can find early damage here. Oh my god, is this real? Was that what this was for, to kill those?
Is this real life? Yeah, I think so. I mean, the Vikings were in position there before, so he's like, oh, if he's not paying attention, I could just run under and catch 2-3 Vikings.
That's like next level. It didn't work.
aLive is that kind of player, you know?
he has to get. He has the earlier Marine advantage, like I said before, and he has to make use of that. And he's going to try to do that right now with these drops, with these move outs on the ground.
Ryung very prepared at that base, by the way. He may try to go, okay, no, he's going to drop on the high ground here. There is a supply depot and a turret. And what is that animal?
It's the Lyote, yeah.
That's what I thought it was. So he has the vision for the tank.
Yeah.
And,
exactly, the vision's maintained, the Marines come over, and also the Lyote chills. There's no Lyote right there. There's no Lyote right there. Oh, it's the same one from before. This is the Lyote map, man.
You see that?
Yeah, he howled.
He was calling out to you. He's like, oh, wolf's casting. You gotta howl in.
Yeah. You know, there actually used to be a wolf statue on the map Metalopolis. Now, it wasn't actually a statue of me, it was a statue of a wolf, but I like to think that it was made in my honor.
That makes sense, you know. They can't exactly put your face in the game, right? So
yeah, that was without my permission, right? I mean,
yeah. You'd have to ask Blizzard about that one.
I was in the wolf statue's in the game before the Tastelope, all right? Just put it out there. This is not a good fight for Ryung. For some reason, aLive runs away.
aLive got really scared there, stims his whole army, and is just going to back off. Sending one Marine forward to scout, doesn't see it. There was a line of sight blocker there, I believe.
Yeah, I think that's what was going on.
So he's just like, oh, I don't want to run through that. I'm a smart player.
He follows the wolf rule. It's going to be, should be 2 dead Vikings, but a dead medevac as well? No, quick reaction, only 1 Viking dies. Well done, well played. But still, you will have to deal with this pressure. These depots being placed, I mean, it's just so smart. We're finally starting to see Terrans do what Protoss has been doing for years, is just place you know, your supply structure, in this case depots. Protoss use pylons for this to spot, because it's cheap, and you need to build a lot of them anyways. It doesn't matter. If it gets killed, you just remake it later. You're already over 200.
That's a late turret. Sorry, SCV. And the engineering bays or one of them is right there along with the armory, but the units of aLive do come back and defend this.
All right, tanks on the high ground though, and that vision is not, you know, vision is great and all, but it's not going to be enough. He needs the firepower to back it up, and this is aLive's entire army. He's just going to fight it straight up. He's trying to overwhelm this. He has the better numbers, and he will. And there's so many Vikings. A tank snipe as well. A huge trade for Ryung there.
Yeah, I mean, he loses 10 SCVs, but whatever, you know?
Yeah, the army is much more important.
Totally shuts it down, too. Forces aLive to go all the way back. And yeah, I mean, aLive not taking the best fight in the world there. He's going to send out some Marines as well as Scan Demon himself.
Yeah. He wants to see the movement here. He wants to know if it's a time to fight, a time to retreat, or which angle he needs to have his units ready for the defense. +3 started here for Ryung first. And the Scan battle commences as really looking for an opportunity to stim and kill tank evacs that are unsieged before they can drop, because there was an added delay. Because tank evacs are so strong. And you were my TVT practice partner.
Yeah.
And you and I played so many TVTs where I'm like, well, I mean, this is just the best thing that's ever happened.
Yeah, I mean, those used to be so strong. It was insane.
They're still quite strong and meta-defining, but if you find a moment, they first of all have to react and drop quickly, which is, you know, you have to be split on for that, but also with the delay, you can overwhelm tanks if they're in the medevacs and you are ready and you siege first. Because even then, when they do siege, you get the first shots off. And fights snowball in this game, just the nature of the matchup as well. See, the watchtower here in these scans are so important because he could have tried to go for that, but he decides not to. He's got this force over here.
Also, there's 5 Vikings to 2 in favor of Ryung, so he's always going to control the vision in the sky, which is part of the reason why aLive needs to continuously scan and make sure he's not being flanked or you know, not being jumped upon here.
He also has to be careful that he's not in range of the Vikings, because otherwise they could like 2-shot one of these medevacs that's holding a tank. Good spread here by aLive, predicting an engagement. It doesn't happen. Both upgrades for these players are so even that it's very unlikely to actually make a difference in this game. But Planetary nearly complete for Ryung, who has the 4th base first.
Look at this move. Ryung's army is not in position.
Yeah, I said it was complete, but I guess it was just not quite complete. Big repair here. And will he save it? Oh my God.
Those are Marines, man, with stim and +2. Oh boy.
Well, he needed that. He absolutely needed that because he didn't have a 4th. Ryung is starting his own now. And I think he has a 4th CC, right? aLive that's moving over to that 4th base right now. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so he does have the CC from his main. This has become a common strategy in TVT because every mineral counts. Okay, looks like Ryung is trying to get the angle here to cut off units at the top. He's going to win the Viking battle again. And the Vikings worthless of aLive. He has 0 Vikings now on the map. They're like dead even in units in almost every regard. 82 Marines to 80, 8 to 9 siege tanks, 8 to 8. It's just the Vikings and obviously the SCV count that is different for these two players. The army, though, definitely, I'd say, better for Ryung at this moment in time. He's going to actually try to do the same here and snipe this CC.
Oh,
SCV's rallied, Maynarding in. I hope Maynard the caster isn't watching this, man. He'd be upset. And 3-3 finishes right now. A little bit faster
that's
for
going to burn
Ryung.
down, too. So there you go. Loses his 5th base. He is going to lose all these Marines, though, aLive will.
Yeah,
meanwhile, this was cleaned up.
Yeah. So trading here, Marines for Marines. Still the better Marine count, though, for Ryung. Or actually, no, he just has more the Vikings. Really, that's like the only difference in supply. The Marine count is dead, even 15 to 15. They both have like figured out mathematically how many barracks you want at this stage in the game with this much income. The base is still up for aLive, and Ryung is replacing his right now. Both players are dead even on upgrades. aLive has the faster +3 for tanks, something that may come into effect.
Yeah,
here.
Ryung hasn't even thought about taking that just yet, actually. And both these players now maxing out as aLive attempts to get into position to shut down this 4th base once again. Sending out a small Marine force that could be heading towards the 3rd base, but Ryung does have the watchtower with some tanks over there, so.
Yeah, he has that sensor tower. It's going to give him vision of this coming across. So this will be scouted and most likely promptly dealt with the Vikings as well as, oh, never mind, more than just Vikings. A big stem forest. I guess you could just pretend he did like a big AoE attack there. Uh-oh, this army gets caught and trapped, though. Great play by Ryung. Perfect reaction. Has units to cut him off in the main and then forces him to retreat, and he's there waiting. Okay, this is the fight. Faster siege for Ryung. aLive should not take this fight, but he's going to anyways.
He's forcing himself in here, stimming into that tank line, and is it going to be enough? It looks like just barely.
He wins the fight, but it's a horrible trade. It's a horrible trade. A horrible trade.
Really behind now, almost 40 supply. And that's all in army, right? These guys are dead even in SCVs, 50 to 50.
GTR is so hyped right now.
Yeah. He's bouncing in his seat, man. So aLive has more tanks, but a lot less Marines. And that can definitely come into play. Generally, you want these Marines, especially when they get to 3-3.
Yeah, because you get a spread. You minimize that AoE. Good concave here for aLive, though. And some indecisive engaging here from Ryung, but not all the tanks of aLive are sieged. And this is just too many Marines.
Oh, man. Wow. aLive is actually going to lose this game. Really nice play from Ryung.
He holds his own here in this fight, but he's just simply outgunned at this point. 10 tanks to 4 now. And Ryung is just going to go and camp the production here shortly.
Yeah, he's inching forward. Wants to get more Marines in here, of course. And neither player has
There's
a
the
Viking
reinforce.
count. Yeah. And he might just be able to stim into this one. I know he wants to take it slowly, but
4 times the Marines. And one of the weaknesses of lifting your orbital to this base location is it's not a planetary, so that's not going to give him any sort of fortification advantage. And Ryung is going to choke him out here. I think he could just go for the main and kill the production, but he's like trying to kill the base instead. Both are good choices. He just has the numbers advantage. Here we go. Stims in, kills the tanks, and Ryung will win this game and force us to an ace match. aLive unhappy here, but we'll have to type out GG.
aLive going down Ryung. You can see how happy he is with that win, taking out one of the best players, if not the best player, of the Afreeca Freaks right now. So really a fantastic game there, and a very, very important one for MVP.
Wow. Ryung, man, the TVT master, only GTR called it. Just took better fights and took an edge with that one big fight that aLive decided to stim into. He committed to it. It was after he lost a lot of units, so maybe if he didn't commit, maybe he would have ended up losing the base because he was going to be out of position. I think he could have played a little bit more patiently, but once he lost that fight, he lost control of the game. It was already kind of in Ryung's favor. He was controlling the drops. He was forcing aLive into bad situations. He had a great defense up in his main base for that set of like 4 drops. Then he cut them off. And 4 medevacs, 32 Marines. 4 medevacs died there, and that's what was the turning point. Even though Ryung attacked into aLive's position, he had that numbers advantage from that moment on.
This happens sometimes in TVT where one of the players just tries too hard to make something happen to get an edge. You know, you saw aLive going for multiple drops at the third base, trying to drop the main there, but Ryung was 100% prepared, as you were saying. And if you don't get a lot of damage with those risky plays that you're making, you're just going to get behind from it. It's going to have the opposite effect of what you want. So, as we said before, this does force the ace match, and Saturday is quickly becoming the new ace match Monday.
That's right. The map will be Sejong Station. I think there is, in fact, a chance that we will see another TVT.
The rematch, perhaps.
Yeah. We could also see Super versus Gumiho. I think that's another possible thing. Okay, this is why. Because I think if you're MVP, you might predict Super. And you know Gumiho's got great TVP right now. He also has that solid Cyclone push down. And maybe Super can do what Patience could not. That's my prediction. I think we're going to see Gumiho Super. What do you think?
I've already spoiled myself.
Oh.
But I know it is for MVP. I do agree with the Super pick here. I think aLive could not prove himself today. Gumiho's another Terran. You don't necessarily want to send him out on another TVT. I like Super these days. Oh, this is an interesting one.
Okay, I spoiled myself this time. This will be epic. Now, tell your friends, we're at the second ace match. Two players, they've known each other a long time. And they are prepared now on stage. The lights are dimming, the fans know they are ready. Only the online viewers waiting. They have no idea what is about to occur, Valdez.
Here we go, the reveal of the two players playing in our second ace match of the night. It's Gumiho versus Patience, the rematch.
And it will be the second rematch ace match of the night. Last time, it went Rogue's way twice. We'll see if Patience can prepare or at least deal with Gumiho's opening a little bit better this time. Last time he got shreked. It was not even, it was like it wasn't even a game.
Also, different map here, you know. There's going to be that ramp at the natural. It's going to be harder. I still favor Gumiho, though, going into this one. I'm going to be curious to see what the Koreans vote for. But, guys, we are going to take a 10-minute break before we go to that ace match, as always. So stay tuned, tell your friends, and come back here to watch